Welcome to Bethel Assembly, where you matter. And today's message: who can be against us? Romans chapter 8, verse 31. What then shall we say in response to all these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? In this chapter of Romans, Paul is speaking to the Christians in Rome, and he goes through great lengths to explain to them that they are now free from the law of sin and death that reigned in us through the flesh. And now, through the completed work of Christ, we live by the Spirit, and the Spirit enables us to live a life pleasing to God. Now, if we are dead to sin and live our lives by the Spirit to please God, then God is on our side and works all things out for our good. Then Paul makes these remarks. What then shall we say in response to all these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? There is absolutely nothing and no one that can work against us as we live our lives by the Spirit in the will of God. God has already demonstrated throughout human history His supremacy over all things. God demonstrated His authority over earthly rulers and human authority when He set Israel free from bondage under Pharaoh in Egypt, and when He humbled the great king Nebuchadnezzar. And on Mount Carmel, and with the plagues in Egypt, He demonstrated His complete authority over false gods. In the desert, He demonstrated His authority over Satan with the words, "It is written." And as Jesus walked this earth, He demonstrated His complete authority over demonic powers. He proved His complete power over the armies of men with every victory that He gave Israel over the armies of the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the Amalekites, the Girgashites, and the Philistines. He proved His authority over sickness and diseases by healing the sick and making the blind to see, the deaf to hear, and the lame to walk. He proved His authority over nature by parting the Red Sea, by calming the wind and the waves with the command, "Peace, be still," and by walking on water. He showed His authority over the cosmos by making the sun stand still to give Joshua victory in battle. He demonstrated His power to provide for physical needs by giving the Israelites manna in the desert, by making the widow's oil and flour last throughout an entire famine after she fed the prophet Elijah, and by feeding 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He demonstrated His power over death by raising the son of the Shunammite woman, Jairus' daughter, the widow's son, and Lazarus. He demonstrated His authority over death by willingly laying His body down and raising it up again. God has proven His complete power and authority over all things. So, if we die to sin, live our lives by the Spirit to please God, and the God who has power and authority over all things is on our side, then who, just who, can be against us?